Okay, here's one. How old are you, and how did your family support your YouTube adventure?
I am 28, and family, I don't think my family really understood YouTube until I got on the platform, but supported it. My parents have always supported me no matter what I wanted to do.
Have you ever been spotted while you were out and about running errands or shopping by a fan?
Yeah, I have. It's pretty surreal. I think I turn red every single time it happens.
What's your favorite movie?
Probably The Boondock Saints or The Departed. Both really good.
Low battery. Story of your life.
I don't know.
Do you have any tips for young kids that might want to do woodworking?
Yeah. Do something that you're gonna enjoy. Don't, it's very easy for people to always pipe in their opinion, and there's nothing really wrong with it, but you're gonna get a lot. Do this, do it this way, don't make that, make this. And I guess my main advice to either young woodworkers or people who are just getting into the hobby is I think it's really important to make what interests you, or it's because making stuff is hard work. And I think that it's a lot easier to keep your motivation to push through the frustrating mistakes and trial and errors if you really want whatever it is you're trying to make. So make what interests you and make it the way that you enjoy it.
Are your family members makers, or are you from a culture of making?
They're not makers, but my dad has, growing up, there was nothing Dad couldn't fix, still to this day actually. And so, like I said, I get my resourcefulness from him, because I just always had this, or he always had this mentality of, I'm gonna figure it out. And even though I was never really in the shop with you growing up, I think that it just naturally kind of grew in me that, well, you just figure it out if you come into a problem.
Asks, how long does an average edit take?
I don't know, maybe between 4 to 6 hours.
Do you have a wood stove in your shop?
No need. I live in Texas. The entire state is a wood stove.
Will you be coming out with more t-shirt designs?
Yeah, actually I have another design in mind, but I'm not a drawer, unfortunately, so I can't sketch out the idea. So eventually I will.
Since the drawer is kind of difficult to say, you might want to change that to artist.
That's
Just giving
fine.
you a heads up, because I know people dog on you sometimes.
Hey,
for
let
that.
them dog.
I don't dog, exactly. People always
that's
rip
the
on me
way-
for saying saw. I actually think
Oh,
that's
there's
one of
a
the
dude
questions.
that says,
I know.
how do you spell saw?
I know it's-
S-A-W.
Saw.
I know it's S-A-W. I talk the way I talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good answer right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And, you don't like
And my
it?
saw,
Get him, guys, go,
my
get him.
saw has an L at the end of it. So get out of here.
Okay.
Do you and your husband collaborate on any projects?
We actually did here recently. This past week, we worked inside Cody's garage to redo his ceiling. You know, people tell me all the time, you need to work with your husband, or why doesn't your husband help you out? One, I enjoy working by myself. I'm a really independent person, but also Cody's mind works completely different than mine. He's a mechanical engineer, and he can figure out problems and how to fix them way quicker than I can. And whenever I'm doing a project, I enjoy figuring out
The learning process.
the learning process. Exactly. I enjoy being the one to figure out what to do and how to do it. And it might not be the right way or the quickest way, but I enjoy the whole thing. But then two, Cody doesn't enjoy woodworking or home improvement. So it works out really well because he's more mechanical and automotive, and I enjoy taking care of the house.
Do you not have issues with wood shavings getting in your shoes? I ask this because you wear shorts in many of your build videos.
No.
Do you have a chainsaw? If yes, what brand?
No chainsaw. Need to buy one. We were actually just talking about it because I want to try chainsaw carving. My mom wants a chicken, so I'm gonna give it a go.
Your dad's got a Husqvarna and it's amazing. I've been using it today.
You like your Husqvarna?
I love it. Love it.
That's 2 references for you
This one here, On Joe Film says, "Hi Dad.
because you said hi to the camera.
Hi.
I think you've mentioned in some of your videos, but how and why did you get into woodworking up to where you are today?"
I got into woodworking just because I couldn't afford to buy what I wanted, so I decided to make it. And as soon as I completed my first project, it made me realize that it wasn't beyond me to learn it, and so I just kept going. And I'm still keeping on going.
Nathan Webb wants to know if you ever make stuff with pallets.
No, only because finding pallets in my area is hard. I don't know where anybody ever gets their pallets in the Fort Worth area.
Okay, so can't remember who asked the question, but the viewer asked, what did you and your husband do before we got into this line of work?
Okay. Well, Cody actually just quit his job.
I'll handle this one. So I was a mechanical engineer for a communications company, and I built automated manufacturing equipment, basically. I was a machine designer.
He was very smart. And he's still a mechanical engineer, he just doesn't do it as his full-time job.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I was in the oil and gas industry for, I think, 7 years total.
Right.
And I was in the regulatory position. Pretty much just a office job, on the phone, talking to people, and pushing papers.
Yeah. It's a much better line of work.
Yeah, doing something you love, nothing can beat it.
Okay, so Chris Walton wants to know...
Watch your face.
Watch my face. Chris Walton says, how do you balance life with your work / the show?
It's really hard. It's very easy to just completely let this consume me and completely take over. But I'm really adamant about, even though this is something I love doing, making videos on top of woodworking, on top of sharing information, I don't ever want my job to take over my life or to be my life. I always just want it to be a part of my life. And so I have to physically think about balancing and make time for family and other things, because I have a wide variety of interests. So I have to make myself make time for those other things.
Okay, so you're getting a lot of lathe questions, and this one says, do you have any thoughts on doing some lathe projects?
Yes, I'm really looking forward to getting into the lathe. The lathe is probably the next piece of equipment that I'm going to be purchasing for the shop. It's just a matter of saving up to buy one, figuring out which one to buy. Wait, why do y'all get beer and I get water?
Because you're the foreman.
Yeah.
Alright, you're off the hook.
Yeah, we need somebody to stay in charge.
What are your recommendations for a beginner?
The advice will vary depending on what type of woodworking you want to get into. I say pick out what project you want to do first and then go by the things required to get it done. But pick out the project first, then figure out what tools you need in order to get it done and build up your collection of tools that way instead of opposite.
So this guy says, I was wondering how you got hooked up with Triton Tools.
Oh, I get this question a ton. I'm glad this came up. I didn't do anything. People always ask, how do you get sponsored? My biggest recommendation, me personally, I haven't approached any companies. So far, all the companies that I work with have approached me. And my biggest recommendation, if you're interested in getting sponsored, is to put your effort into whatever it is that you're doing, that you're passionate about, that you're enjoying. I don't even know how to say it, but just put all your efforts into your thing, into your videos, into making good content, into communicating it well, and all of the other things like getting sponsored will just kind of fall into place.
Rick, this one's more directed towards you. It says, I bet your parents are so proud of you.
You proud of me?
I couldn't be more proud.
I love you. Mama, you proud of me?
I'm always proud of me.
You're always proud of you?
Let's see where she gets her silver tongue from.
Shut up. Yeah. I'm always proud of my girl child.
This fella says, are you happy with your success on YouTube so far? And the other part of the question is, what are you most excited about for the future of Wilkerdoos?
Okay. Success so far. I mean, yeah. Being able to do what I love every single day as a living, I don't think I could ask for more than that. And then for the future, I don't know. Right now, I just plan to keep doing exactly what I'm doing. I enjoy building and I enjoy sharing information. So for the future, it's hard to tell, but the general direction is going to be the same direction I'm already going.
Okay, so this guy says that his wife has taken an interest in the lathe. He's happy about it, but on the flip side, he has to share his shop with his wife. He says, does your husband help in the shop with you, or is he strictly a gearhead who has no interest in your hobby?
There you go, Mom. Keep that thing quiet. Shop time. No, I don't think I don't think we'd be able to, both of us live and share shop time. I think we'd end up killing each other, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also, I think it's worth mentioning that if I do use a saw or something within your shop, you watch me like a hawk.
I freak out, is what he means. I freak out if he uses my tools. No, I think my shop is a really private and personal space that I really enjoy having all to myself. So sharing a shop on a regular basis, I don't think would be for us. And I think Cody's the same way. He allows me to go into his shop and borrow a tool, but he is still very much like, this is my zone, that's your zone. So sharing a space, I don't have any great recommendations for you.
I've got something to add.
What?
Someone asked what April's next tool is going to be. Look at the back of my work truck. Her next tool is going to be an electric pole saw.
So Dad showed me how to use the pole saw and let me cut down a tree.
Yeah.
Can I try? Okay, how do I use it, Dad? What about this one?
Yep.
So that's a really good thing about both of the men in my life, my dad and my husband. Neither one of them are emasculated by me being tough and capable. Neither one of them has ever put a halt to me learning how to do something or empowering me with knowledge or hands-on experience. And so I got two keepers right here. Not that I really have a say at this point. You all know what I mean.
If you could study under someone who has been doing this for many, many years, who would it be, and what skill would you want them to teach you?
If I could go work with anybody, it would probably be John Peters, who's another YouTuber. I don't know how long he's been at woodworking, but the man has a very, just has a great teaching style and always puts out great quality work. So as far as what I would want him to teach me, I would be very happy with just working on whatever project he's currently working on, because I'm sure regardless of what it is, I would learn a lot.
This guy wants to know, what are the name of your dogs?
This one is Rooster. She's my little bag of Quick Creek. Come on. This one's Totem. He's the smart one of the group.
Not allowed on the table.
Not typically allowed on the table. Come here, Bubba. Good boy. Oh, you're fine. And this one's Luke. So these are my three loves.
All right, here's a question from Sean Sullivan. Would you like to see more female woodworkers on YouTube?
Definitely.
Do you or have you hurt yourself at woodworking?
Thankfully, not yet. The most serious injury I've had is I cut my thumb right here with a chisel once. But thankfully, it was just a Band-Aid mistake.
Are you going to Woodworking in America in September?
I don't think so, unfortunately. But there are going to be some other YouTubers there. So if you're going, then keep your eyes peeled.
Here's one that says, do you feel like people tend to qualify your video as a female woodworker rather than just a woodworker?
Yeah. But I mean, that kind of comes with the territory of right now there's not a lot of females in it. But I think whenever more females get into it, which I'm certain they will, then that'll just die down.
How do you pick which projects you're going to do on YouTube?
All my projects go on YouTube. I literally just work on what I need done or what I want done, and then I bring a camera along. So it might be simple, it might be complicated, but I figure if I'm doing it, I might as well film it and I might as well share the information.
What's your level of education and what did you study?
I have a bachelor's business degree.
What's the one thing that truly inspires you?
That's a good question. Truly inspires me. One is the ability to do things custom, to my exact space, to my exact liking, all of that. But I think right underneath that is the level of independence that building gives me. I love knowing that I am capable of handling tools, of taking care of my own to-do list, of being capable of learning and absorbing and understanding new things. And everything wraps up into that and gets me more inspired. Learning how to do wiring and electrical work, learning how to roof. Absorbing information is empowering. Learning more skills is inspiring. And it's that sense of independence that knowledge gives me that I find truly, truly inspiring.
Man, that is good. I'm impressed. You inspire me.